Okay then guys, so let's get into it. Spanish Grand Prix track guide. Down the first straight, pick up your DRS if you can. Important to get a good exit out of that final corner. We'll talk about that when we come back down. There's no point talking about it twice. Down into turn 1 then, looking out for the 100 metre board. Just after the 100 metre board, you've got the grey line that goes across the track. I find that's the perfect sort of braking zone, braking area. You don't want to be over the curb too much because you will bottom out, so I just find keeping your left wheels on the apex is pretty perfect. Down is 4th gear for turn 1, avoid the sausage curbs on the inside. They will unsettle the car and throw you off. I short shift to 5th on the exit, get a good flow and run through here. Out of this corner you could either take some of the green tarmac there on the right, or just keep a bit of a tighter line out of turn 2 to open up turn 3. They both work out more or less the same. Keep it tight all the way around to turn 3. Is the fastest way around this corner apparently. Used to take a more flowing line around it, but this year seems to be keep it tight and you'll find the time. Turn 4 then, braking just under the bridge. Again, down into 4th gear. Really throw it in this time. As soon as you're touching the apex, you want to be back on the throttle and getting on full throttle just as you're passing, just before you pass the screen on the left hand side. Way before you exit in the corner, you want to be flat out. Turn 5, 50 metre board. It's pretty much perfect. There never used to be a braking point there, but now the 50 metre board I find best place. Down 3rd gear. Short shift to 4th on the exit. Get a good solid exit out there. You can really put the power down early. For this next section then, you're looking for the Qatar Airways banner on the right or just after the start of this curb. Either or really work quite well. Down into 4th gear, yet again as you throw it in. Avoid the sausage curves on the left again. As soon as you're on the apex, start getting back on the power, but don't get full throttle until you're just over the little bump. And then you want to be full throttle before you get onto this apex there. Into this fast right-hander, don't go too far over to the left because again you'll bottom out. You see the car dip in there. I'll make a run over it. Turning in where the black box is, keep it in 6th gear, don't short shift to 7th because you will just lose time coming out. As soon as you're out of the corner, just before you pick up the DRS there, shift up to 7th. Now into one of the harder braking zones of the track for keeping the back end in check anyway. Anywhere between the 100 metre board and where the gravel ends and the grass starts. 100 metre board or just slightly after tends to be the preferred braking zone for myself. Down into 3rd gear or 4th gear, personal preference, and throw the car in and keep the car tight. Don't use the racing line where you run out wide. You lose a couple of tenths by going out there for some reason. On the power nice and early, straighten up this part of the track and then throw it in again. Slight tap on the brakes if you need to. 3rd if you need the extra rotation, keep it in 4th and pin the throttle on the exit. Now for the old new section of the circuit, black box you're looking out for, you should be in around 6th, 7th gear here, throw it in, it's completely flat out. And then for the final corner, most committed corner on the track, you can take it with a slight lift, you can also take it flat out. If you get the slight lift right, it can work out almost the same as taking it flat out, but flat out is the preferred. Obviously everyone would prefer to be flat out. Turn in just before you get to the back, the bollard there in the pit lane. 6th or 7th gear is personal preference. You really want to make sure you get onto this apex so to help the car around the corner. If you're slightly wide, you will end up running wide, and with there being gravel not too far from the outside of the circuit, that's somewhere you really don't want to be. Well, there you are guys, I hope this helps. We'll get into a hot lap that I did to put it all together, to have a look at little things I'm doing in that. This is all good talking about the circuit, but if you watch it all put together you can get a better understanding of it, I believe. We'll get into the setup after that as well, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe if you have enjoyed, and I'll see you next week for Canada. Okay then, so let's get into the setup then. So 46-39 wings. I've dabbled with a slightly higher rear end, but it doesn't make much difference. You want a little bit of straight line speed anyway for the long straights and the DRS sections. Transmission 50-50 for maximum rotation. Getting on that throttle early, as we've spoke about before in previous track guides. Top two to the right, bottom two to the left again. And suspension 41-11, 10-5 on the anti-roll bars, and then 33-37 for the ride height. You can drop this a little bit, and I'd say leave that as it is. And if you really want to, bring the front suspension down to about 30-31, and then to balance it out, bring the rear suspension down to 6-7. That works as well. Ride height, I'd say just leave as it is. It tends to be pretty perfect there. Brake bias, I'm running 54. You can get away with 52. But I tend to be more comfortable on 54 around this circuit. I think, again, for the race, it's going to be anywhere between 54 and 57. I wouldn't go any lower than 57, really. Tyre pressures, 22.5 on the fronts, 20.3 on the rears. Might be worth just bringing these down slightly in the race on the fronts, and maybe minimum on the rears. There's a lot of corners, a lot of heavy traction zones, so you don't want those tyres to be overheating, because you'll lose a lot of time on the circuit. So once again, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment if you want to, subscribe to the channel, follow my league racing progress on @Rainers Racing League on Facebook. Go live on Twitch every Monday night as well with Rainers Racing League for the F1 League. Got full qualifying and a 50% race. Mr. Undead 94 on Twitch. I'll leave a link below if you'd like, and also leave a link below to Rainers Racing League Facebook profile as well. You can have a follow, have a look. And if you want to potentially join or reserve, then let us know and we'll have a look at getting you in. Take care.